Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the...
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, also known as PickManagement, back with the Wagering Wizard, my guy Mark, also known as Better Days Ahead. We are on fire when it comes to hockey picks lately. On our first full show, I went 7-2. Mark went 6-1. What else do you guys want from us? The only totally free 7-day-a-week NHL show that continues to nail bets. Mark, how are you today on this beautiful Saturday morning?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. And you're right. It's a great Saturday here in the Kingdom. And couldn't be more happy with not just our performance over the last 2 days, but the Sims have been killing it over the last week. We're 20-10-1. And we finally are getting through that rough stretch of after the All-Star break where things are a little unpredictable. But I think we are headed in the right direction, just gaining momentum.
Sure, yeah, people getting back into the swing of things.
Yep.
Teams are getting back to normal. Wonky schedules will be gone. 15 games to one game to another 15 games. But yeah, Mark, that freaking algorithm of yours, man, I might stop doing my own research and just bet that for a little while. Honestly, when I don't have time to bet a play and I feel like betting hockey, I go to the algorithm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yep.
It is a great thing to do. So make sure you guys give Mark a follow. We will, for real, have all of his links into the newsletter in the comments and stuff below in the description. Otherwise, we're going to do what you guys are here for, the best bets to the Saturday NHL slate. One good thing about the NHL Betting Insiders is we are 7 days a week. All the other hockey shows take the weekend off. I just don't get it. There's hockey on the weekends. So
there's a lot of hockey on the weekends.
Yeah, we are here to provide you all of our best bets. And we're going to jump right into it. So, Mark, why don't you hit us with your first best bet for the Saturday NHL slate?
Absolutely. Would love to. Thanks, Jacob. The first one is this first play is really goalie specific. Okay. And I have been waiting and checking to see and get confirmations. As soon as that confirmation is out, I will post that on Twitter. But I'm going to the Kings in Boston in the very first game for today's slate. That kicks off at 12:30 Eastern. And I say goalie specific because we are going to ride the back of David Rittich. Once again, he has been a cash cow for us and just cashing tickets left and right. He did get, and we're taking the play today is going to be Boston under a goal in the first period. That's at plus 135. And I think that number is a little bit off in our favor, only because Rittich on Tuesday got lit up by Buffalo. He gave up 3 goals in the first. And it was such an anomaly that the next day when the data was loading for the algorithm, the computer actually kicked it out as corrupt data. That's how far the variance was for David Rittich, okay?
That's crazy.
He bounced right back on Thursday and held the Devils scoreless in the first. I believe he is just even more angry and focused. He's going to do the same thing here again in Boston. The next game I'm going to is the Edmonton...
let me jump in here. So I'm also going to be on this Bruins game. I took Bruins just on the money line for this one, minus 147. I get that goalies and whatnot matter, but I just think Boston at home, I could be a net and Boston get a home win. They're just so dominant. After losing 4 out of the last 5 games, all 5 of which are at home. I mean, they're on a decent home stretch right now.
Right.
And this Kings team played 4 of the last 5 games on the road. And while they have been playing better, winners of 3 of the last 4, I think Boston's just due here. So I'm all over Boston to get the job done.
Yeah, and to be honest, the Kings have been so inconsistent this year. You never know what you're going to get. The one consistent factor has been David Rittich since he got called up from the AHL.
All right. So, Mark is on Bruins under on the first period, and I like him to get the job done. And the line is now minus 155, so a little juicy. If you can get -1, I would take that too. I would prefer to take -1, but what else do you got?
So the second game is we're going to jump down to Dallas, and we're looking at the Oilers facing the Stars. This is really just looking at their the last, what they've been doing recently. Edmonton in the last 5 games has scored 17 goals, which sounds outrageous, and it is. 8 of those goals came against the Red Wings, though, back on the 13th. You take out that one game, and they've only been scoring about just over 2 goals a game. Okay. I like Ottinger in this, to get the start for the Stars. In his last 4 since the All-Star break, he's only allowed 7 goals, which is a 1.75 average. And we're taking the Edmonton Oilers team total under 3.5 on this one. That's at minus 140. I just think it's a great spot for Ottinger, who's not giving up a whole lot of goals. Their defense is playing solid, and all they have to do is hold Edmonton under 4. That's all he has to do when we cash this ticket.
I love it. I don't really have anything for this game. I'm too scary to take Edmonton under ever. So that's all for me on this one. What else do you have?
Next one, we're going to Buffalo, Minnesota. And I'm taking Minnesota on the money line for the first period, and that's at minus 105. Again, looking at the numbers here, Buffalo has the worst first period goal differential in the league. They are minus 27, which is, it's outrageous how slow they start every single game. They always seem to be either coming from behind or they're digging themselves their own hole. They've only scored once in the last 4 games in the first period, and that game came against obviously David Rittich on Tuesday. And I've already, that was such an anomaly. I don't even have to go there. And I think that with Minnesota, I just think that they're going to get off. They've been getting off to fast starts. They're scoring 1.36 goals a game, in the first period in their last 5. I just like them getting off to a fast start, getting off, even if it's a 1-goal lead, or Buffalo has been susceptible to giving up multiple goals. I see that happening as well. Yeah,
I love that. I'm all over the Wild in this one. I took them on the money line as well, which is now at 140. So I'll take them at minus 140. The winners of 4 out of the last 5. Buffalo losers of 3 out of the last 4. But Minnesota at home has been pretty tough, especially when you're taking on this Buffalo team who really is not that good.
No.
For all the reasons you just mentioned. We see. Here it is. When the line, let's check this out. So when the line is between plus 108 and plus 138, so when Buffalo is a small dog, they are only 2-9. So in these tough competitive games when they should be close, it's not. On the flip side, when Minnesota is favored between like 130 and 160, so like a small favorite, they are 6-1. They're also 10-5 as a home favorite. So at home, front of the home crowd, against a weak Buffalo side, I like the Wild to get the job done here.
Yeah, and it just to add to that, if I can piggyback on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we look at when, one of the data points obviously is momentum and how well a team plays in those close games and where the spread being as close or when they're expected to win. And what you just discussed is exactly what we see with our algorithm is that, Buffalo does not play very well in games where it's going to be very competitive. They seem to crumble. They beat the teams that they're supposed to beat the majority of the time. But in those close games, they just really struggle to find everything to put together all at the same time.
Right. All right. Did you have anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Oh, all right. So I have just 2 more plays, 1 more game. I'm heading over to Winnipeg versus Vancouver. And this is a scary game for a under, and I am not usually an under better. If you guys watch me across all my shows, you'll maybe see like a handful of unders ever. But I am taking an under here because Thatcher Demko is taking on Connor Hellebuyck. And these guys are the 2, if not the 2 most dominant goalies in hockey. And with the way Vancouver has been not allowing goals, and same thing with Winnipeg. Winnipeg also hasn't been scoring very many goals. I think an under 6 play here is going to hit all day long. The other thing I have is no goal in the first 10 minutes. Not a whole bunch of data here for me, but kind of the same reason why 2 tough goalies. Two teams that are allowing very many goals. And I really think that we can get an under here and a low scoring first period.
Yeah, and I love that play. The line right now is at 5.5 for the over/under for the game, and I can tell you.
Okay, so move. So all right, I'm still taking it at 6. I would buy it up to the 6 for some push protection. For sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think yes, I would definitely take the 6 if you can get the 6 and it's not outrageously priced. I also will be having a play in my newsletter on this game because there is a trend going on right now that I think is really going to play into both of our hands. If you're taking the under, this play is going to help both of us.
Oh, it's a bonus bet?
No, that one's not a bonus bet. I do have a bonus bet that I'm going to be putting out later today for people who subscribe to the newsletter. There's a couple of teams right now playing in tonight's slate that really have some trends that are flying under the radar, and we can take advantage of those. And that's what I look to do, which is also the other reason you'll find where I'm a little bit different to my picks than yours is that I look for places to really target taking unders, because usually unders come in at plus money. Right. And if you can target it and you pick your spots, it's a great way to make a little extra cash.
For sure. Well, why don't you? Okay, so I'm going to recap his Mark's plays real fast. He's on Boston team total under 1 in the first period, plus 135. Edmonton team total under 3.5, and Minnesota first period money line minus 105. I'm on the Bruins money line, Wild money line, Winnipeg Vancouver under 6, and no goal in the first 10 minutes. Winnipeg Vancouver plus 110. Mark, why don't you tell the people where they can find you on socials?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Twitter at BettorDaysAhead, and that's BETTOR Days Ahead. There's a link in my bio there where you can sign up for the newsletter. There's a free portion and a paid portion. I recap all of the bets that I put out here on the podcast, as well as that bonus bet today for people who subscribe, and that's in the free portion. In that paid section, you're going to get things like goalie stats, head-to-head data sheets, all the simulation data that we have for every game. And that's where you can get me.
Awesome. He's also going to have his own server on the PickManagement Discord, and we will get Mark rolling and show him how to use that so he can put some extra stuff in there as well. You can find me 5 days a week on Driving the Line with Jonathan Coachman, Alan Bell, and the rest of the crew over on their YouTube channel. You can also find me on Ball is Life Bets. I'm their new editor and staff sports bettor. You can find best bets for me there every single day, and some bonus videos and whatnot as well. So that's Ball is Life Bets. You guys are probably familiar with them and their whole basketball prowess. Otherwise, you can find me here on the Pick Management Podcast Network 7 days a week doing the NHL Betting Insiders, the NBA Betting Insiders, Betting the Pitch. We are growing pretty rapidly, and we love to have Mark here. He is a hit, and he has been smashing it out of the park for us since we started. So that'll do it for me. I am Jacob at Pick Management across all socials. This has been the NHL Betting Insiders, and we will see you later.
Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the